COVID-19 cases on the island is not the only thing that has risen in the last month, but also the phone calls to the Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center 24/7 Crisis Hotline. That's according to GBHWC Director Teresa Ariola.
So people's anxiety level, depression is heightened. So we expect March numbers. I don't have the exact data, but I can tell you that I'm told that there's an uptake. But the average, the last data that we collected and analyzed was 729 calls in July.
Ariola stated that high volume of phone calls can be attributed to the recent surge of COVID cases on the island.
Well, the increase is attributed to the scare of COVID. That's what that's what our data shows us, is that people are calling in because they're anxious. They're anxious about the spread. They're anxious about COVID. They're anxious about getting sick themselves, their children getting sick, or their loved ones getting sick.
According to Ariola, they are receiving all types of calls.
But I can tell you that anxiety, depression, suicide ideation, all related, I shouldn't say all, because some people access, but it compounded by COVID, and the scare of COVID and the scare of how this virus is not just a common cold, how it's taking, such a toll in the community. That's what the calls are coming in.
Behavioral Health reported that pre-COVID, they received an estimated 30 calls per month. Since the pandemic, they're averaging anywhere between 500 to 600 calls a month. Ariola explains some of the programs available.
I
Ariola
encourage
shares
people
this message to residents
to call the
who may
crisis
need a listening
hotline
ear.
and let's help you there, and then safely get you referred to programs safely over the phone. And so that's really the services we provide: counseling services, inpatient services. If you meet the criteria and our psychiatrist deems that you're in major crisis and needs to be stabilized, then they will admit you into our adult into one of our inpatient units, stabilization units.
Reported for Guam's News Network, Wahusi Isaiah Ugan.